So let's start with question number 9. Can we see what are transactions in WCF? Now what we have done is that we have divided the WCF transactions video into two parts. The first is a theoretical part of the video, that is question number 9, and the second one is a simple example implementation of WCF transactions. So that is question number 10. So what we'll do in this video is the theory part of WCF. So in this video what we'll do is that we will look into what are transactions. In other words, why do we need transactions in WCF services? Second, we'll look into the protocol which has been used by WCF services to handle WCF transactions. And finally, we will see the two-phase commit theory which is needed in order to implement transactions in WCF. Before we go ahead and we speak about how we can implement transactions in WCF, let's first try to understand in what scenarios will we really need WCF transactions. Now here's a typical ASP.NET order processing web application. Now this order processing web application basically takes in an order process or takes in an order from the end customer. It first sends in the payment credentials to a WCF payment gateway service to check if the payments are proper or not, or if the payment credentials are proper or not. When the WCF payment gateway says that yes, the credentials are proper, it then moves ahead to the order processing WCF service to place the order. Now for any reason, if the payment credentials are not proper, then it should not move ahead with the order processing WCF service. And also vice versa. Let's say for instance, if the product is out of stock, then it should revert back the payment transaction which has happened for the customer. So summing in one sentence, what we can say is that both of these WCF service should act as one logical unit of work. So if one of them fail, the whole transaction should revert back. And to complete a transaction, both of these WCF service should work properly. Okay. Now that we know that, okay, what is the context in which we need WCF transactions, now we will move ahead and we'll try to understand that what kind of protocol does WCF transaction uses internally. WCF follows WS-star specifications. Now WS-star specifications are nothing but they are globally approved standards by big companies like Microsoft, IBM, Sun to implement SOA. Now as per WS-star specifications, to implement transactions we need to use WS-atomic protocol. So WCF internally follows these standards and it uses WS-atomic protocol. Now what's so special about WS-atomic protocol? Let's say that you have built up a service or a SOS service using Java and it follows WS-atomic protocol, and let's say that you have a .NET based SOS service built using WCF and it also follows WS-atomic protocol. Now what you can do is that you can execute both of these services in one transaction. So in other words, it brings a lot of portability in terms of managing transactions across heterogeneous languages. So by following WS-atomic protocol, we ensure that our service can be called in conjunction with any other SOS service which follows WS-atomic protocol. WCF transactions happen in two phases. One is the prepare phase and the other one is a commit phase. Now let's say that we have service A and service B, and both of these services are on different computers, and we want that both of these services should be executed in one transaction. So the WCF client basically first initiates the transaction by asking a question to these services saying that, are you guys ready to do transaction? If both of them respond saying yes, we are ready to do transaction, it moves ahead to the commit phase. In the commit phase, it actually sends a commit command to the services, and both of these services respond back saying that the commit is done. So in other words, it's a request and a response message in two phases by which WCF transaction works. So there is a prepare phase first, and in the prepare phase it basically just asks questions saying that are the services ready to do transactions? If they are ready, it goes to the commit phase to actually execute the transaction. Now said and done that, which means that you cannot do WCF transactions using one-way WCF service call, because in one-way WCF service you don't get a response message back. And if you look at the way WCF transaction is executed, it's more of a request and response. So just a point to be remembered, you cannot do WCF transactions in one-way WCF services call. So now that we have understood why do we need WCF transactions, we have also looked into the dual commit theory. We have also seen the WS-atomic protocol. Now it's time to move to question number 10 and look into that how we can actually implement WCF transactions.